I don't know what happened, but my meal clips are gone. So I'm just gonna have to quickly talk about what happened. So around about maybe 3 o'clock, I had two slices of bread with Nutella, no butter, and I had one packet of cheese and onion crisps and one packet of prawn cocktail crisps. After recording that, I thought that maybe I could always, without fail, explain why I'm having the meals I'm having, so that I could always catch myself and see whether I'm having the meals out of convenience, or if I'm having them because I genuinely want to have them out of quality, was the best way I could describe that, or because they're high quality foods basically, and that was convenience. Most of the meals that I've been eating, I'd actually go on a limb to say all of them have been out of convenience, and because of that, I am on a from a long term perspective, sacrificing my health, because I'm just going out of my way to eat foods that I know damn well aren't the healthiest for me, because they're the most convenient. They're the most convenient foods that I could eat. I could, with this awareness, go out my way to change that, which I have tried by putting my own baskets downstairs, with healthier foods in it, but I just haven't been sticking to eating those foods. Like, there are oats there, but I'm not eating them. I just give excuses, really, because an excuse I could give is like, with the Kit Kats downstairs, that they are closer to me than the oats are, so I'd have them than the oats, even though it doesn't take long to cook the oats. Maybe I just don't care enough, or maybe I lack the information to really to want to go out my way to um learn. Maybe I lack the information or the drive to want to go out of my way to eat healthily on a consistent basis. Not only because I lack information about nutrition, but because the money's low. I was once in a place where I had no money coming in and I was just living off student loans, but now I've got money coming in from universal credit. Although that is something, the money is still low, and I wouldn't be able to fend for my own financially by myself without the help of my parents, allowing me to stay here rent free, for example. So maybe that could be a part of it. Or I did have a plan for how I was gonna shop and once a week and stay eating healthily throughout the entirety of the month, but I didn't plan for how I didn't plan for when I go off track with that. I've even got food in the freezer. I've got chicken and salmon that I could cook there and have, but I'm not doing it. I don't. I think it's partially because I'm saying that I'm not doing it, and I am staying true to that. But maybe, maybe I just don't care enough. I'm going out of my way to work on other things at the moment, such as getting a healthy amount of steps in every single day, 10K steps. That helps me feel normal, and making a long video today has helped me feel more normal and actually like completely okay, wanting to actually learn more about the PT stuff I said I wanted to learn in today's daily log that's currently uploaded and almost finished. And I said I was gonna, in my mind I said I wanted to talk about the Kit Kats, so I'm gonna do that now. But I said that because after coming home from the walk at 7:30, I had I had just seen the Kit Kats. They must have been recently bought. I had two of them, and as I said in the clip that's now gone corrupt, or that I might have deleted as I was just clearing out the footage, old footage. I had two Kit Kats and one cheese and onion crisp, meaning I've had 3 packets of crisps today. And outside of that, I had one large portion of rice and stew, which I'll show now, or which I'll show the remains of now. And I had 6 pieces of plantain, fried plantain, that is, not boiled. That's it there. That's the remains of the plantain and the rice and stew. As I saw the cup of water there, as I was just recording it, I'd like to talk about my water intake. I feel dehydrated right now, and going out my way to work on getting more, drinking more would help me. But I'd say I wanted to talk about water intake to say that I've had maybe like two or so cups of water today, and I've had 10K steps. I don't know how that works, but yeah. However, instead of just eating out of convenience, what I could do, like I said earlier, is always explain why I'm eating the foods that I'm eating without fail, to make me more thoughtful of why I'm eating the foods I'm eating. I know that my stomach is bigger than it could be because of how I'm eating, and I can see that I'm not eating the healthiest. And I want to, although I do want to do something about it, I look at the food in the fridge and I think I don't want to touch it because it might have gone off. And because of that, it's like with the fruits, for example, I don't want to eat them if they're not fresh. It's like I don't even want to touch it if it's not fresh, because it wouldn't be pleasant to eat. Maybe that's why I'm not going out of my way to do it, because I'm not giving it a chance, because I've had the oranges and the blueberries in the fridge for a while, and I've also had the apples in the basket for a while, and I think in my mind I said I worry. I think that they might have gone off, and they're really soft, and it's just not right. Like the yogurt might have gone off too. I Yeah. I've just had a thought. I said in the daily log, which is now uploaded, that I wanted to make longer videos to help myself commit more. Now, I could use that same way of going about things, not only with the daily logs, but also with my food logs too. I could spend a lot of, or I could go out my way to look at, or to make long videos based on food, basically. I could do that to help me further commit to further improving how I eat, when I eat, why I'm eating the foods I'm eating, when I'm eating, I think I said that, etc. Basically, to further improve my eating routine, it makes sense that I think about my eating routine for longer, and educate myself on nutrition for longer. So what I'm thinking is I could use these daily food logs not only to record what I'm eating and when I'm eating, but instead to also use it to explain why I'm eating the foods I'm eating, and how I'm using that to help me in my daily life. For example, having snacks as soon as I've come in, like a fruit salad or something, as soon as I've come back from a walk, so I can get an immediate source of energy um, as soon as I've after expending so much of it. That's what I said before it got too loud. And the other thing I was thinking of doing within these food logs is to also like record myself educating myself on nutrition. I'd say my parents didn't do that for me, even though my mum in the past has said that she went and got a course based on nutrition, but we still eat like crap. Habits overriding reason, maybe? Or maybe she just didn't care enough, on the premise she's telling the truth, to implement what she learnt about nutrition into our food. However, in her defense, she has, with many meals, like for example, asked, "Oh, we've got salad. Do you want some?" So it's not like she's not trying at all, but is it enough? No, but I can't say that she hadn't tried, even though I might have made it sound like that earlier. Definitely not enough. So I don't think it's enough. If it were, I think the foods that I'd be eating would be making me get in shape. Like I would be more than in shape by that point if what I was eating was healthy, and she advised me on how much to eat. But my mum doesn't. She's not a dietitian, so I'm not sure if that's exactly fair of me to do that, to ask, to think that she should be able to do that. Although, if you are raising kids, it makes sense that you know how to take care of your nutrition, and just take care of your physical body and your mind. even without dietitian qualifications, but that's up for debate. What I know is I can educate myself rather than saying that it's her fault that I'm like this. Maybe that's my indirect way of saying that, because of her food and because of her, partially I am the way I am, and I look the way I do physically, and I've got this bigger stomach than ideal because of her. Even though I don't think like that consciously, maybe that's what I'm thinking deep down. I don't really know, but what I do know is, during childhood, I'd see, like, my dad, for example, get extremely massive portions, which I've spoken about in the past, and I'd just copy him. I get large portions, and I'd eat and clean the plate, and I'd receive behavioral reinforcement from that, through it being congratulated. Oh, you've eaten the whole thing. You've had the full plate, and that would actually explain why I'd eat, like, for example, with yesterday's dinner, why I ate the whole thing, even though I knew damn well that, well before finishing that meal, I felt full. That would at least that would explain it. But it is up to me as a fully grown adult of sound mind to decide that I shouldn't, for the sake of my short-term and long-term health, not be overeating. That's not their fault that I decided. It does explain it. My childhood does explain it, but it's not their fault that I'm eating like this at this way. It's because of me. It's because I decided that I was gonna just eat anyway, even though I felt that I already eaten to my limit. I can speak about today's portion. Today's rice and stew portion was large, but I didn't feel overfull from it. I felt a bit hungry, at least, from doing the 10K steps. And I didn't feel like I had overate. Oh, wait a sec. I said I wanted to educate myself about eating, and I've got my course manual to help me do that. So let me just get that out now. So I can make videos going through this stuff. I don't know where I'd start, but I know that at least for now, I'd want to think about nutrition. What is this? Oh, I think the part I'm looking for is missing. Oh no, I found it. I'd say, like, I'd want to learn about personal training and stuff like that. This manual that I've got, it's not that, it's the one before it. It's the level 2 qualification, it's not the level 3. But I am nearly there though. Anyway, let's see. I'm not, hold on a sec. I might have been wrong. This might not be it. That'll do. I wanted to record my face to see what I look like as I'm searching through the information. I don't have a smile on my face, and I want to make that obvious. Maybe that's a part of why I wouldn't regularly look, because I wouldn't be feeling happy to look through this sort of stuff. At the moment, I don't feel unhappy. I'm just searching. I feel dehydrated. That's how I feel at the moment. I'm even judging myself at the moment as I'm looking through it. I'm trying to imagine what I'd look like, and this is struggling. Me feeling so thirsty. Okay, here we go. The importance of healthy eating and hydration. Yeah, that's what it's called. So you've got benefits of a nutrient-rich diet. Adopting a nutrient-rich, balanced diet has multiple benefits. Weight management. Weight management, definitely. This is one I hadn't known of. Healthier skin and hair. Interesting. Improved exercise performance. Yeah, it makes sense. I've experienced that as well, and I've documented that. Having the oranges and the nuts one time when I was out in the garden, that helped with the workout. Yeah. Improved mood. Okay. I definitely would want to go for that. If I'm gonna go out my way to exercise, to eat healthily, that's probably one of the main reasons out of all of these as to why I do it. Because I want to feel okay. I shouldn't have to feel not okay in this life, that I'm not going to get another chance to live. Increased energy levels. Yeah, definitely makes sense. Strong bones and teeth. Okay. Reduced risk of illness and disease, which I've spoken about before. I've forgotten when, but I said I wanted to I spoke about this, but in the context of exercise, not actually eating healthily. I said I'd want to exercise, and I'm thinking of the squat in particular as I say that. I'm visualizing that in my mind as I say that. I'd want to squat heavy, for example, so that I can maintain or maybe even further develop the bone density that I have, so that when I get older and when I age, my bones aren't brittle, basically. I wouldn't think of it like that word for word, but that was what I was thinking. I heard this doctor say that if you, from an RNT Fitness podcast, that if you pass like 80, in your early to mid 80s, if you fall, there's a high chance that you're going to die the next year. And that's mental to think that if you go out of your way, if you neglect your body, and that happens, you probably die and you wouldn't understand why you're dead. You'd think you'd be able to put two and two together that you're dying of natural causes, but if you haven't done your research about how ill health can come about, you might not have known that could have been you falling down the stairs one time at that age could have been one of the major reasons as to why you passed. And look at this. The Eat Well Guide, fruits and vegetables. You've got cabbage, broccoli, raisins, mushrooms, cucumber, carrots, red onions. It's all very much a colourful diet. Oh, I was going to say it doesn't have cauliflower, but it does. I don't think there's a colour that is missing on the rainbow. It's got red with the bell peppers and the tomatoes and the strawberries. It's got orange with the oranges and the carrots. It's got green with the bean sprouts. No, I'm not sure. The broccoli, the cucumber, the apples. What is this? The pears, yeah, and the frozen peas. And then you have got. Oh, you don't have blue, but you do have purple with the red onions and the grapes and the eggplant. Oh, I forgot to mention the cherries too. Yeah, there's a lot there, but if I were to, for example, go out my way to buy bits and pieces from all of this, this entire Eat Well guide, the place would be the fridge and the freezer would be overstocked. So that's one piece of resistance that I'd have to battle in whilst living with family every time, because I've spoken to them before and I've said I've pointed out that they've just gone out of my way to they've gone and put stuff in the place where I put my food, and we said that that was just for me and me alone, and then they just give excuses as to why they did that. It's not fair, and I don't feel happy about that. And if I allowed myself to, I could definitely feel angry about that, because it make it seem like I don't have a say in why how easy it is for me to eat healthily and how easy it is for me to live a healthy life, which I'm not going to get a second chance at. But anyway, there's quite a bit here. Outside of that, you got your complex carbs, which is a different section, and then you've got your oils, dairy, like milk and cheese, and then you've got the beans, pulses, fish, eggs, meat, and other proteins section. To the protein section, basically. They've got chickpeas on there. I've seen quite a lot of vegan videos use that. That could be how they get a lot of their proteins in, like one vegan meal dish I remember seeing on YouTube. And Goku Pump 2 talking about him thinking it doesn't make sense as to why people ask where do you get your protein from when it's right in front of them. Yeah, but you see, it's literally been like, this clip has been like 6 minutes or so, and it's taken such a while to go through it. I think I now understand why I might not have wanted to do it. Yeah. But anyway, I could definitely go at this and just see how it goes, go out my way to further learn about it. But for now, I'll leave it at that. I'm done because I want to drink a water and I should be sleeping. It's going on like 9 PM or something, but it's definitely something I could do. If and I feel very happy for figuring it out. If I go out my way to make long episodes about learning more about eating, then it's only a matter of time for when I would finally start making permanent progress with my eating routine. Yeah, I've seen a way how you can do that on RNT Fitness's transformation checklist. How I could start doing that by eating the same meals every single day for a couple of weeks and then going from there. I made I put the bookmark where exactly where I've left off, and then I'll go from there. But for now, that's it. I feel very happy that I've now figured out how I can go out my way to permanently eat healthily, and my answer to that is education. Going out of my way to get myself out of this lack of awareness slump, or whatever you want to call it. That is the way out, I think, from looping and going down the same routes of starting to eat healthily and then going off it for a long while because the money's not there, and lacking the education around nutrition, which I've purposely decided to do. Not because I don't have the resources, but because I'm not using them. They're here. I have them, and I've gone out my way to gain the resources, but I just wouldn't use them. But anyway, this is it. I think this is the answer. Longer daily log videos, particularly using at least a large section of the videos to educate myself on nutrition, to further understand what is going on, why is it that, for example, a low protein diet is less filling than, pardon me, than say a high protein diet, and why is it that proteins are filling? Why is it that proteins can help build muscle? Why is it that, or how is it that amino acids, which proteins are made of, why is it that they are the building blocks of life, and how do they help build muscle? Something like that. Just basically education. And the way how I could constantly educate myself is by making longer videos, basically, where I not only educate myself to begin with and make sense of how to eat healthily and how to stay eating healthily and how I do it, but maybe eventually helping other people out too. I wanted to do that through books, but maybe I could, without even realizing it, be helping other people out there and giving people educated advice from a qualified perspective, or at least from a trustworthy place. But seeing as I do have the qualifications, which I'm eventually going to build on, but I'm not doing that at the moment. I want to, but the money's not there. So I've got bigger problems, and until I sort them out, there's no way I'm getting my personal training qualifications. I'm thinking I might have to do a job I don't want to do to make it happen, but one of my main rules for progressing down this route of personal training was to not do that. But if no job that I've gone out my way to apply for is going out of their way to get back to me, then in order to have money come in, what other option is there? Because YouTube, there's no way with the sort of videos I'm gonna make that YouTube, I'd be able to monetize this channel. I could monetize the channel, but with the sorts of videos that I make that really aren't SEO oriented, I don't think that's gonna happen. All right, I'm done. Just finito, because I stopped and I went back on YouTube to watch videos again. I feel happy with where things are heading, and I spoke about commitment in the daily log, and even when I look at the timestamps of the food logs, it's obvious that I'm not, excluding today, I haven't been putting in as much effort as I could have been. None of those videos about the food logs that I've made have been helpful from a educational perspective, and by that I mean I haven't in any of those videos gone out my way to deeply educate myself about nutrition. All I've done is create a food log. Now, although that is the purpose of those videos, it does come with a cost, because I'm not going out my way to learn about nutrition elsewhere, and that cost is that I'm not educating myself deeply and giving myself more knowledge to further help myself out. In this specific context, with learning how to eat healthily and how to keep that up and how to maintain that, I think they call it behavioral change, as it says, to support positive behavior change. Maybe I've just had a thought, and perhaps what I need to do is not only make longer videos where I'm recording what's going on, I am explaining why I'm eating the foods I'm eating in the recordings, but I'm also educating myself about nutrition, and I'm doing something extra on top of that, which is learning how to support positive behavior change, as they call it in the manual that I've got. Maybe that's a part of it. Maybe I have to not only completely change what I'm doing, which is obvious to me at this point, through making longer videos, for example, that's the start, but also completely changing the way how I think about food. I don't think much about it, and that, oh my gosh, I don't think much about it, and that explains why I keep on doing the shit, why I keep on looping back into patterns I say I don't want to go to, outside of not having a lot of money, just the universal credit claim. It makes, oh my gosh. Now in hindsight, when I look at all of the food choices I've made, I understood it was out of convenience, but I didn't put two and two together to think, yeah, you're probably not the most educated about nutrition because you don't think about that much. You just think, I was thinking about fearful thoughts about death and the fact that one time I want to die, one day I do have to pass away, and stuff like that, uncomfortable thoughts and unresolved issues from the past that I try and undo in my mind, but it never work out. It seems like maybe it was just because I rubbed my eye, but it felt like a tear could have come out at that point. But yeah, it makes sense. In order to, I didn't mean to say that with hatred, even though it might have sounded like it. In order to change how I eat, I've got to do more research. I've said in the past, or a long while ago, maybe less than a month ago, that education's the way out. That is the way out of staying at this level, this low level. I think of it an unideal place with just life in general. Education's the way out, and consistent, regular education is the way out. So I'll give it a go every day, or at least every other day, just like how I get my 10K steps in every day. Thinking aloud helps, making long videos helps, and I could definitely make longer videos about my food, or where I educate myself about nutrition too, so I'll definitely do it. On that note, I'm definitely done. Cheers to making that happen, and let's see how far my nutrition gets, my improvements in my nutrition gets. I could definitely feel very hopeful about it because I think I've now got it. I now have it. I now will soon, after this realization of needing to put in more, needed to focus on the food for longer or nutrition for longer, I think I've now got it. I think I'll now be able to commit permanently to eating healthily because I'd be going out my way to educate myself on it at least every other day. Yeah, I'm done. Cheers to making that happen, man. I'm feeling very hopeful. Peace. I'm feeling very hopeful because I think with this in mind, I definitely will learn more about nutrition because I'll be focusing on it more. But anyway, I'm gone now. Bye. Cheers to making things happen.